I think we're good. Yeah. We just need one person.
No, you're right.
If we
Right
want
there.
to stay close to this.
Oh no, this is the one that I said would be good for her when I was president. Small chapter, just 30 mothers. How many mothers were in the chapter when you were?
I think 23. And that was a lot.
Did we host any regional, national?
Sure did.
We did, right?
We hosted team conference in 2012. That was quite a
She
sobering.
did say that.
Oh, okay.
So you did team conference, and
In 2012,
do you know how many people it brought?
2,000 teenagers.
2,000 teenagers.
Oh yeah. And then the first night, well, the second day of team conference, the regional director called us all into a meeting, and she called out 3 teenagers' names. You know what happened after that? You are now assigned to stay with the Pops for the rest of the team conference because you were caught outside your room past the curfew.
You weren't in our chapter, were
No, thank God, no. Because we told them straight up, if the RD shuts you down, that's it. And those 3 young men were so embarrassed. I felt so bad for them, but she had to do that to scare everybody else straight, you know?
And then how did our team show up that day? Or those days? It was conference weekend.
Yeah, our teens knew better. And we always had somebody with them, so I don't know how those other teams got out of the room. I don't.
Maybe you should tell that story.
So one of the things that I feel left an impact on the Bronx, New York chapter was starting a Black History Month program. That was something that in previous years, since we were a smaller chapter, we weren't able to take on that accomplishment. But then my first year as president, we were able to pull together a program and have it at the Bronx Museum of Arts. And the community turned out. It was a 4-hour-long event, but the community came out and they enjoyed it. So the Bronx, New York chapter started out as a small family chapter. That's how we got the name. And now it's grown to greater proportions. I hope that Jack and Jill will be able to be something that's known borough-wide, something that will draw more families into it to make them stronger, and to have a greater impact on our community. So my daughter is an only child, and I knew that the schools that we chose to send her to were going to be predominantly white schools. So my husband and I made the decision that we needed to balance that out by choosing an organization like Jack and Jill, so that she wouldn't lose sight of her culture and her history. And she would have some friends that looked like her. So that was one of the reasons why we sought out Jack and Jill in the first place. Definitely family. And that's because with family, you have all different types of people, right? All different types of personalities. You know, you have your fancy auntie or your down-to-earth auntie, the uncle that plays spades, right? The uncle that chauffeurs people around. So that's what Jack and Jill is all about. We have everyone that comes from different walks of life who are basically forming a family. So the family chapter is a perfect name for the Bronx chapter.
What would it be?
If I had to sum up the Bronx, New York chapter of Jack and Jill with one word, it would definitely be family. And that's because we have all different types of people in our family that make it a fun and challenging place to be. So one of the highlights of my presidency in 2012, the Bronx chapter was responsible for hosting Teen Conference. And we went down there with our moms. There were only 23 moms in the chapter at the time. And we were responsible for hosting 2,000 teens. And that first night, we were instructed that teens had a curfew and they should be in their room. Of course, there was somebody out there to test that. So the next morning, during our meeting, the regional director asked 3 young men to stand up, and they were quickly dismissed and assigned to stay with the pops for the rest of the teen conference. However, our teens, they knew that they should follow the curfew or else you would be made as an assigned teen to the pops, which was kind of embarrassing for those teens. So I was very proud of the chapter for pulling off that conference for 2,000 young people, and it was a wonderful time.